first.
Holy shit.
How exciting would it be if all your favorite action stars from the 80s teamed up in one explosive movie? The Expendables answers that question with a bang. So, was the movie a hit or a flop? The movie wasn't great, but its old-fashioned style had a certain charm. It was like something canon films might have made if they were still around. Surprisingly, it became a hit. 2 sequels came out in 2012 and 2014. Although neither was as good as the first, they still worked as entertaining B-movies. They also gave veteran action stars like Harrison Ford, Chuck Norris, Wesley Snipes, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Antonio Banderas, and even Kelsey Grammer a chance to relive their glory days for a few weeks. It was like a Hall of Fame game for action movie legends. It has been almost 10 years since that third movie, which wasn't well liked, came out. Even though no one really was asking for it, the series is back with Expendables. Revived might not just be the right word. This movie feels very lazy and basic. It seems like there are more producers than actors with lines. The many shootings, stabbings, and punches in the movie aren't as painful to watch as the boredom with which they are shown. This time, veteran Expendables Barney, Christmas, Gunner, and Toll are joined by new members Easy Day and Gallon. Gallon is supposed to be the son of Antonio Banderas' character. They are all on a new top-secret mission led by the mysterious CIA agent Marsh. Arms dealer Rahmat and his gang have broken into one of Gaddafi's old chemical plants in Libya. They have stolen a bunch of nuclear detonators for Ocelot, a mysterious figure who had destroyed one of Barney's squads years ago. Sadly, the mission goes wrong for Barney. When Christmas tries to save him by changing the plan, he gets kicked out of the group completely. However, Ocelot is still on the loose. It looks like they want to start World War III between the US and Russia. The Expendables head out to save the day again, this time with Marsh along for the mission. Gina, who is sometimes Christmas's girlfriend, leads the group. Christmas won't stay behind. He joins the mission with Decca, another old friend of Barney's. They all end up on a huge shipping vessel with a bomb about to explode. They fight waves of bad guys trying to save the world just in time. Many have a problem with Expendables. It isn't that it's a silly action movie, it's that it has been made with such obvious indifference that you can feel the lack of care in every scene. The screenplay by Kurt Wimmer, Max Adams, and Tad Daggerhart feels thrown together, like a poorly made Mad Lib story. Director Scott Waugh seems just as uninterested in his work. The big action scenes are dull and made worse by some of the cheapest CGI anyone has ever seen in a major movie recently. At least in the earlier movies, there was some excitement in seeing Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Willis together for the first time. The first 2 sequels kept that excitement by adding more familiar faces. In this new movie, there are fewer returning cast members and Stallone is barely in it. The focus is more on the new characters, except for martial arts star Ja and Owace, who provide the only real excitement with their skills. The new cast members are not really action icons. The most ridiculous character is Foss. She seems to be there to remind us of the once promised all-female Expendables spin-off and to show that she can do anything her male co-stars can. However, anything here means delivering every line in a monotone and looking so overly made up that it seems like she might have filmed this between shots for this year's Sports Illustrated photo shoot. Before the Avengers, one of the biggest crossovers might have been 2010's The Expendables. Directed by Sylvester Stallone, this action-packed movie relies on its amazing cast of action legends. The first movie starred not only Stallone as Barney Ross, the leader of the group of elite mercenaries, but also stars like Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Terry Crews, Bruce Willis, and notably 2024's biggest action star, Jason Statham. While The Expendables isn't heavy on story, its incredible action scenes help the movie make an impressive $274.5 million at the box office. The Expendables 3 only made $214.7 million, marking the beginning of the franchise's decline. The success of the first movie led to the Expendables film series. After the sequel grossed $315 million, the third installment was greenlit. Despite adding Wesley Snipes, Ronda Rousey, Victor Ortiz, and Harrison Ford to the mix, The Expendables 3 made just $214.7 million, starting the franchise's downward trajectory. Instead of moving in a new direction, Expendables turned out to be a bloated box office bomb. The Expendables 3 introduces viewers to John Smiley, a former US Marine. When Caesar, the team's barrel weapons expert, is injured, Barney decides to disband the Expendables. In Las Vegas, he meets up with Bonaparte, a mercenary-turned-recruiter who helps Barney assemble a new team of younger mercenaries. Alongside Smiley, Barney brings in a nightclub bouncer Luna, hacker Thorne, and sharpshooter Mars to the crew. After the young mercenaries are captured, Barney teams up with the veteran mercenaries from other Expendables movies. At the end of Expendables 3, the full team of newcomers and veteran mercenaries celebrate their victory. After the franchise's veteran action heroes rescue the younger mercenaries, everyone teams up to take down arms dealer and ex-expendable Stonebanks and his soldiers. After many explosive action scenes, Barney kills Stonebanks, and the full team of newcomers and veteran mercenaries celebrate their victory. The Expendables 3 created a perfect setup for the next installment with the young Expendables. Smiley and the other recruits were not only chosen by Barney and Ross, but also proved that they were capable when working together with the series' veteran action stars. Despite the Expendables 4 having an extensive cast, with both new and returning faces, the franchise's fourth outing completely ignores the young Expendables. At the end of The Expendables 3, Barney is even told by Smiley that he wouldn't mind taking the reins when the time comes. While the fourth film introduces new characters like former Army Special Forces operator Easy Day and CIA operative Gina, it fails to acknowledge the setup from the third film. However, the Expendables franchise seems to know it needs to shake things up. After all, the Expendable 4's premise revolves around Statham's Lee Christmas leading the mercenary group after Barney's apparent death. It's kind of the story that would have made more sense if the series had continued to focus on its younger mercenaries. Of course, Jason Statham's star power and box office draw are undeniable. The actor and martial artist has been recognized as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, with his films through 2017 earning over $1.5 billion in ticket sales. Lutz certainly doesn't have that same pull, so it's possible that Expendables was playing it safe by sticking with series and action movie veterans like Statham and Stallone. The Expendables 4 grossed just $51.1 million in theaters, making it a massive box office flop despite its $100 million budget. The fourth Expendables movie faced several issues, largely due to the 9-year gap between it and its predecessor. The Expendables 3 was released in 2014, and its follow-up came almost a decade later. At this point, it feels too late to capitalize on the momentum from the Expendables 3's young Expendables setup. Sylvester Stallone, the main star of the Expendables 4, is barely in the movie he helped create. He almost wasn't going to be in it at all and announced that this would be his final appearance in the franchise. Stallone's small role in Expendables marks the end of his run as Barney Ross, the character he's played throughout the series since it started in 2010. Stallone also co-wrote the screenplays for the first 3 movies and directed the first one. Fans were surprised last weekend when they saw Expendables 4 and found Stallone had such a small part. The truth is, Stallone's departure from the franchise has been in the works for a while. He almost didn't even appear in Expendables 4. In March 2017, Deadline reported that Stallone had departed the franchise and earned a $20 million paycheck. The publication stated that his departure was due to creative differences concerning a new director, the script, and certain aspects of the film's quality. In January 2018, Deadline reported that Stallone was back in the fourth Expendables, but not as a main character. Jason Statham had acknowledged that Stallone's smaller role doesn't feel right. Although Stallone gets significant screen time in the trailer for Expendables 4, that's not the case in the actual movie. It turns out that Ross faked his death to outsmart the bad guys. This marks Stallone's supposed final appearance in the franchise. In October 2021, Stallone announced in a video posted on his Instagram page, filmed on the movie set, that he had just completed his final scene. Even Statham admits that seeing Stallone lead the franchise he helped create with such little screen time was disappointing. Share your thoughts about the series in the comments below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all folks.
Enjoy the show! Expendables.